Have you ever felt like setting boundaries with certain people only backfires, especially when they just don't seem to respect them? If you're dealing with someone who constantly tests your limits, like a narcissistic individual, traditional boundary setting may feel exhausting and ineffective. But what if you could set powerful boundaries without even saying a word? In today's video, we're exploring unspoken boundaries, how you can use them to protect your peace and well-being without confrontation or explanations. Stick around for practical, empowering strategies to help you stay true to yourself and reclaim control over your interactions and emotions. If this sounds helpful, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more content that empowers you to thrive in all your relationships. In relationships with narcissistic individuals, traditional boundary setting can feel exhausting and often ineffective. While spoken boundaries, telling someone directly what you won't tolerate, may work well with individuals who respect limits, narcissistic individuals tend to interpret these boundaries as challenges rather than restrictions. This is where the concept of unspoken boundaries becomes crucial. Unspoken boundaries are conveyed not through words, but through actions, lifestyle choices, and personal commitments. They represent an unspoken message: I have limits and I will live by them, without needing to engage in verbal confrontation. By living with integrity, focus, and authenticity, one can communicate these boundaries naturally, signaling what is acceptable and what is not. This approach allows individuals to maintain control over their emotional well-being without giving a narcissistic person the opportunity to twist their words or manipulate their limits. To appreciate the value of unspoken boundaries, it's essential to understand certain core aspects of narcissistic behavior. Narcissistic individuals often feel a need to dominate and control those around them to maintain a sense of superiority. Spoken boundaries become challenges to their power, spurring a desire to push or test limits. Narcissists typically disregard the emotional impact of their actions on others. They are likely to perceive spoken boundaries as rejection or criticism rather than understanding them as personal limits. Narcissists frequently use manipulation to maintain control, employing tactics like guilt tripping, gaslighting, or flattery to erode spoken boundaries. When boundaries are explicitly stated to a narcissist, they may interpret them as vulnerabilities, a chance to exploit weaknesses. This is why a different approach, one that relies on implicit boundaries rather than explicit ones, is often more effective. Integrity forms the cornerstone of unspoken boundaries. Living with integrity means aligning actions, values, and beliefs in a way that naturally reinforces personal limits. Narcissistic individuals may dismiss or ignore spoken boundaries, but it is far more challenging for them to influence or control someone who consistently lives in line with their principles. Imagine someone who values kindness and avoids environments filled with negative gossip. By choosing to walk away from such conversations, they communicate their commitment to integrity without having to say, I don't participate in gossip. Through consistent alignment with one's values, boundaries are set without offering a narcissistic person a verbal target to latch onto or challenge. In practical terms, if a narcissistic coworker attempts to involve someone in office drama, they could politely excuse themselves or steer the focus to work-related topics. If a family member routinely dismisses their feelings or opinions, choosing to remain calm without engaging in arguments communicates a refusal to participate in unnecessary conflict. Through actions like these, unspoken boundaries emerge, setting clear limits on what the individual will or won't tolerate. Focus is a powerful tool when creating unspoken boundaries, especially with manipulative individuals. Staying focused on personal goals and values naturally shifts attention away from a narcissist's distractions. When someone is clear about their priorities, it becomes easier to avoid getting sidetracked or drawn into confrontations. Consider a situation where a narcissistic friend persistently monopolizes someone's time. Rather than repeatedly explaining why they need to focus on other things, they can subtly communicate their priorities by simply being less available. Over time, this shift in attention creates a natural boundary as their focus remains on what truly matters. When someone stays focused on their life's direction, the need to correct or manage others diminishes. Instead, they're able to avoid situations and people who don't align with their values. Authenticity is another core aspect of unspoken boundaries. Authenticity is about embracing one's true self and letting it guide choices, rather than conforming to please others. When someone consistently lives in alignment with who they are, a natural buffer forms between them and those who don't respect or value their identity. Imagine a narcissistic relative who pressures someone to adopt a lifestyle that doesn't suit them. Instead of explaining why they don't agree, they quietly continue to live by their values. This conveys that their choices are non-negotiable, making it clear that they won't compromise their authenticity to gain approval. Without needing to discuss it, they demonstrate an unspoken boundary that discourages any attempt to control them. There are also practical strategies for setting and maintaining unspoken boundaries. Consistency in actions is essential. When dealing with a narcissistic individual, it's crucial to stick to boundaries, even if they attempt to test them. This means maintaining values and actions, regardless of guilt or pressure. Limiting engagement in draining situations is another strategy. If someone continually causes drama, politely disengage without explanation. Let your distance speak for itself. Choosing company wisely by surrounding oneself with supportive people who respect values reinforces unspoken limits. Minimal communication is also key with narcissistic individuals. Keeping words and reactions brief prevents escalation and protects boundaries from being revealed or challenged. Setting unspoken boundaries can trigger resistance, particularly with narcissistic individuals. They may attempt various tactics to reassert control or manipulate others back into compliance. Remaining calm neutralizes their attempts to provoke, while avoiding justifying choices prevents narcissists from finding ways to poke holes in reasoning. Accepting temporary discomfort is also part of the process, as living with unspoken boundaries can be challenging, particularly when facing pushback. Implementing unspoken boundaries can lead to significant improvements in well-being, mental health, and self-esteem. By embodying integrity, focus, and authenticity, individuals can build resilience, increase self-respect, and enhance relationships. Those who respect boundaries will naturally align with the individual, while others may gradually drift away. Through the practice of unspoken boundaries, life often becomes more peaceful, with interactions that are more meaningful and supportive. This approach not only shields against manipulation, but also reinforces a commitment to living a life that aligns with one's values and true self. Living a life of unspoken boundaries is a profound commitment to personal growth, peace, and well-being. Although this path may be challenging at times, especially when dealing with manipulative individuals, it fosters resilience and self-respect. By staying rooted in integrity, focus, and authenticity, individuals can naturally resist those who do not respect them. In doing so, unspoken boundaries become a powerful tool for maintaining peace, integrity, and authenticity without the need for constant verbal defense. Thanks for watching. Remember, setting boundaries is a journey, and it doesn't have to be verbal to be powerful. By focusing on integrity, staying aligned with your goals, and embracing your authentic self, you're building a life where others will naturally respect you. Let me know in the comments how you've applied these strategies, or if there are any specific topics you'd like us to cover next. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and join our community. Hit the notification bell so you're the first to know when new content drops. Until next time, keep thriving, stay true to yourself, and protect your peace,